Hazelswirl sat in front of his leader, Dirtstar. After the old deputy had perished in a battle with the Wind Clan, Dirtstar had needed a new deputy, and Hazelswirl was one of the choices, as well as Wrenwhistle and Crushed Raven. He looked at Crushed Raven for a second, then Wrenwhistle, studying his competition, as Dirtstar studied him and his competition as well. He still thought for a moment at the old deputy, a pang of sadness reeking in his stomach, when Dirtstar abruptly spoke up. "Hazelswirl," he meowed, his deep voice echoing among the clearing as kittens behind him played and squabbled. "Yes," Hazelswirl said, his paws almost shaking at the small leader's gaze resting on him. Crushed Raven let out a slight whisper next to him, but it stopped as he spoke. "Will you protect this clan even with your life? And will you try and lead the clan if I shall die?" he meowed. Hazelswirl thought for a moment, then nodded his head. "Of course I do, Dirtstar," he meowed, looking at the small brown leader's form as it went from a slump to a straight posture. "Then please step on the rock," Dirtstar meowed, as the leader strode up on top of the high rock. Hazelswirl followed softly, his paws awed against the deep, temperatured and gray surface of the high rock. He had never been on this before. Maybe he was dared to as an apprentice once, but he never fully stood and watched his clanmates. He crouched there for a moment, looking down at Wrenwhistle and the she-cat next to Wrenwhistle. He didn't know where to exactly stand, so he shifted on the rock for a second, when Dirtstar yowled to his clanmates. "Clan dismissed." Hazelswirl shook with fear. Was he deputy? Dirtstar never for sure cemented that that's who he chose. Hazelswirl's paws twitched as Dirtstar leaped down from high rock. Hazelswirl followed after and began speaking. "Dirtstar," he meowed, racing after the leader as he was about to enter his den. "Does that mean I'm deputy?" Hazelswirl meowed to Dirtstar. "Yes, Hazel," the leader meowed, and Hazelswirl's pelt flattened. "Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate your... His words came out in spluttered mumbles, as the leader just chuckled to himself. "I'll start on patrols right away," Hazelswirl meowed, finally calming down his words, as he felt like the deputy job was meant to him. Why would he be chosen when Crushed Raven or Wrenwhistle were just perfect options? This must be something in his destiny. That sounded childish, he knew that, but he honestly believed it. He strode up onto High Rock again, calling out patrols. "All cats gather for patrol placements," he meowed, looking as a pile of kittens played with one another. There were so many kittens, but so little warriors. His thoughts escaped him as Crushed Raven strode up towards him. Was she the only cat for patrol? "Are you the only cat?" Hazelswirl asked, but assigned the patrols anyway. "Well, me and you can go hunting along the border of RiverClan near Sunny Rocks. It's leaf fall, and I know for a fact there'll be plump mice just sunning their coats for leaf there." After the patrol, he had talked to Stormfade about his apprentice, Silverpaw. "Good progress," Hazelswirl meowed, as Stormfade had told him about how he had already taught Silverpaw how to hunt. "Well, I'm gonna go take a nap," Hazelswirl chuckled to himself, and Stormfade nodded agreement. "I'm tired too, but I'm probably gonna sleep after you, knowing your snores will probably keep me up all night." Hazelswirl chuckled again and slowly walked to the warrior's den, finding the largest nest possible for him and curling up in a tight ball. when everything faded to black and he fell asleep. He poked his head in the apprentice's den. "Where's my patrol at?" He had assigned a dawn patrol with apprentices that morning, and he wanted for them to wake up, since they had fallen back asleep. 5 of the apprentices' ears twitched briefly. Noi-Paw, Tiger-Paw, Silver-Paw, Autumn-Paw, and Winter-Paw all looked up cheerfully. "I'm sorry, Hazelswirl," Tiger-Paw meowed quickly, and Autumn-Paw flinched at the deputy approaching in their den. "I still can't believe we're going on a patrol," Autumn-Paw whispered to Silver-Paw, who slept still, but he was still awake. "Are you coming on the patrol, Dune-Paw?" Hazelswirl meowed after he exited the apprentice's den. The Tom didn't respond, just flicked an ear in his direction, as Autumn-Paw, Silver-Paw, Winter-Paw, Noi-Paw, and other apprentices had exited the apprentice's den as well, following him. "Hazelswirl," Finchpelt approached the Tom quickly. "I was thinking we should set out a dawn patrol." He looked at Finchpelt with a curious gaze. "I'm doing that right now, Finchpelt, thanks." Hazelswirl meowed softly as the crowding of apprentices swarmed him. He felt a nervous shake through his body, but it quickly subsided as he realized that he was the deputy. Nothing could go wrong with him around. Hazelswirl left camp with the now 4 apprentices following after him. Noi-Paw had to stay back, as she had gotten a stomach ache and needed to take a quick rest in the medicine den before doing any hunting or patrolling. Hazelswirl raced out into ThunderClan land, the sun beaming down on his swirled pelt as he sat down at the rock. Autumn-Paw, Winter-Paw, Tiger-Paw, and Silver-Paw sitting immediately at his paws. "Okay, does everyone know how to hunt here?" he asked the 4 apprentices. Silver-Paw nodded, and Tiger-Paw nodded as well, but a little less sure of himself. "Do you know, Winter-Paw?" he asked. The she-cat shook her head slowly and whispered, "Not really." He waited for Autumn-Paw to respond, but she had seemingly zoned out. He waited for a moment before saying anything, not wanting to embarrass her in front of her brother and friends, her brother being Tiger-Paw, but he couldn't wait any longer, as his glare seemed to weigh heavily on the orange she-cat. "Do you know the answer?" he whispered, seeing Dune-Paw slip past him with herbs clenched in his jaws. Dune-Paw, is he a medicine cat apprentice? Hazelswirl thought. "Do you know how to hunt?" Autumn-Paw looked up and whispered, "Oh, nope, not at all." Tiger-Paw looked at his sister playfully for a second, then looked back to Hazelswirl. "Oh, well, I have an idea then," Hazelswirl meowed. "Silver-Paw and Tiger-Paw can go hunting, while Winter-Paw and Autumn-Paw stay with me. I'll teach you guys how to hunt, and maybe even put in a few battle moves. But that's only if you guys pick up the hunting quickly. I want you all to learn how to hunt by the end of the patrol." More ThunderClan cats raced past him, presumably doing their own patrols as well. "Well, Silver-Paw and Tiger-Paw, you guys can go hunt over there." "I only know how to catch fish," Autumn-Paw meowed, a continuation of her answer to him. "Well, let's go," Tiger-Paw meowed to Silver-Paw, as they both quickly walked off. "Come on," Silver-Paw meowed, and they both raced. Well, Autumn-Paw and Winter-Paw. He thought for a moment, looking at their forms and noting that Winter-Paw would probably be a more clumsy hunter. "Winter-Paw, Autumn-Paw, come over here," he meowed as the 2 small she-cat apprentices raced after him. "Okay, I want to start off with the hunting crouch," he meowed. "You crouch down like this and stalk your prey. When you finally get close enough to it, you pounce." He play-pounced, and Autumn-Paw crouched down. "I'm a scary warrior," she purred playfully. "You sure are," Hazelswirl meowed to Autumn-Paw, looking at Winter-Paw as she was a little less graceful with her stalking, and definitely more clumsily. Like this? Winterpaw asked. Yes, Hazelswirl nodded to the white apprentice, her black spots dead giveaway in the autumn grasses. Stalk your prey and try not to break any branches or step on any dried leaves. It's harder to hunt in leaf fall, so that's why the most experienced warriors had apprenticeships in Greenleaf. Well, they might not be the most experienced, but he stopped as Winterpaw flummoxed and broke into a tree, her snout scrunched up as she fell on her back. Are you okay? He meowed to Winterpaw, who was covering her nose with her paws, pain obviously indignified in her body. It happens, she whimpered as she quickly got up. Autumpaw looked at Winterpaw, almost trying not to stop laughing, as Hazelswirl flicked his tail at her. Don't laugh, he meowed towards the she-cat, and she managed not to. Try not to trip when you're actually hunting real prey. Winterpaw looked at the Tom and nodded. I'll try, but like I said, I'm a really clumsy cat. I'm not the most graceful. Anyway, when you get close to prey, I want you to leap with all your force. He meowed. The two she-cats nodded again as they practiced stalking, this time Winterpaw being a little more careful, and she didn't run into the tree again. Here, Winter... He stopped as Silverpaw raced into the clearing, a large hawk clinging tightly into his jaws. He was impressed by the Grey Tom's prowess of hunting and how he had managed to catch the hawk, but he didn't say anything of it as he dropped feathers on the ground. Tigerpaw approached from behind as well with a fat vole, fat enough to feed 4 of the kids in our clan. He thought proudly, looking at the 2 Toms, and then to Winterpaw and Autumpaw, who were play-fighting. Autumpaw, stop that now. Please go over there and catch that mouse like I explained earlier. Well, what I was trying to explain earlier, before these 2 Toms came racing in. The 2 she-cats played with one another, pushing each other off, and as Winterpaw pinned Autumpaw down, Autumpaw smacked up at Winterpaw. Winterpaw, stop. Autumpaw needs to try and catch that mouse over there. Hazelswirl meowed as he congratulated the 2 Tom apprentices. That hurt! Winterpaw whimpered, and he looked annoyingly at the 2 cats. Autumpaw, Winterpaw, stop fighting. Quit it, you 2! Tigerpaw meowed from behind him. That hurt! Winterpaw meowed again, as Autumpaw retorted back to Winterpaw. That's what you did to me. Do you want to supervise instead of going back to camp? He asked the 2 cats, and the 2 apprentices nodded, as Hazelswirl went his attention back to the she-cats. Stop it, both of you. Winterpaw! He growled at the white she-cat as she leaped on top of Autumpaw again, Silverpaw meowing angrily from behind him as well. Quit it! Winter, Autumpaw, stop it! Tigerpaw meowed again. Go back to camp. Autumpaw, you too! He whispered to Winterpaw and Autumpaw. Winterpaw's head dropped quickly, and he whispered, Sorry. Autumpaw did one last smack on top of Winterpaw's head, as suddenly all the anger inside of him burned out. Stop it! Hazelswirl's usually kind, reserved nature had stopped, and it quickly changed to an angry, enraged deputy. Go back to the medicine den now. One of you has to have scratches, and Winterpaw ran into the dang tree, for heaven's sake! His words came out in sharp glares, and Winterpaw and Autumpaw quickly sighed. I'm sorry, Winterpaw meowed as she raced off quickly. Autumpaw's paws dragged as she walked as well, just a little slower than her colleague. Now, he looked to Silverpaw and Tigerpaw. I'm sorry about that, he meowed. Anyway, they're so childish. One of the tomcats meowed underneath him. Just ignore them from now on during their training sessions. If you give them attention, they'll just keep doing it. I get that was your sister, Tiger Paw, but next time when you get back to camp, tell her to be a little less childish, like one of you said. He looked at both of them, and the two Toms nodded. I'll say that too. Now, let's go back to camp, he meowed as everything faded white.